All right.
Mhm.
Excellent. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Happy July.
Ooh.
Happy C2C Stampers meeting. And yeah, I'm excited. So I talked to Noelle last night, and she's got some fun stuff to show us for pastels.
Okay.
But she's working right up until the meeting, so she'll pop on in a bit. And until then, we'll kind of work through the rest of our normal agenda. So Paper Pumpkin, if you haven't seen, it's called A Box of Hope, I think is what it's called. Our Hope Box, and it looks really encouraging, really sweet. It's got lots of soft colors, and it will be a global box. So it will be available to global demonstrators like in the Pacific market and in Europe in like October, I think. So we have until August 10th to do that and to subscribe to that box. And the idea is that you could maybe make a box of cards and then give it to someone. You could also like encourage them to put hope items in. So definitely check out Shelly's video on that. Shelly Gardner designed the box, and it's really pretty. It's got butterflies, and it's very pretty. And then I just got my July box, and it's uber cute. So cute. So I think people will be sad that they didn't get it. It has a camper on it. There's one card with a camper, and it's stinking cute. So so hopefully we'll get some refills. Potentially we'll have some full boxes that we could sell of that. And so just remember, if someone ever comes to you and says, man, I wish I could have gotten that kit, definitely look out for the refills or the full kits that come out on the 25th of the month. So we should be hitting that this week, hopefully, and we'll find out, by next week. And they have to be a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to get those. So you want to encourage them to subscribe so that they can get past kits. And then you're allowed to cash and carry your Paper Pumpkin. That is one cash and carry item. So if you have Paper Pumpkin kits that you haven't used and someone wants to buy them, you're allowed to sell them. So we can cash and carry adhesives. We can cash and carry kits. Those are the two things that we can cash and carry. So you could, buy a, ton of those kits that we have right now, and you could cash and carry them. So cash and carry, what does that mean? That means that someone can literally just pay you cash. You don't have to place an order for them on the website. And you can have a, storehouse of them if you wanted. I don't recommend it. But it also means that if you have older kits that you're not using and they're still whole and full, you're more than welcome to sell them. You can also sell partial kits if you want. But I would recommend you sell full kits with the stamps and inks and stuff, especially if you're going to try to get like new customers out of it, But I definitely have customers who message me and are like, oh man, I missed that kit. And I usually get 2 every month. And so if someone messages me about that and they miss it, I'm happy to sell them one of mine. That's no big deal. And next month being Sale-a-bration, that's a great time. If you don't have a prepaid Sale-a-bration code that you're using, instead of taking Paper Pumpkin out of your monthly items, you can pay for it ahead of time, get a discount, and get your Sale-a-bration fun freebies. So Sale-a-bration is the best time to get Paper Pumpkin prepaid subscriptions, 100%. So I think that's Paper Pumpkin update and what's going on with Paper Pumpkin. And then, definitely recommend that you subscribe, but I can't tell. That's one thing someone asked me the other day. They said, oh, I'm sure you saw that I ordered such and such. And I was like, no, actually, I can't see what you order. So we can't see what you order. I can see totals. So sometimes I'll notice a spike like on like Paper Pumpkin billing month. So sometimes I can see that and be like, oh, okay, I know who's subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, but I really don't know who's subscribing to Paper Pumpkin from our team. So, but if you ever have questions, please let me know about that. And oh yeah, I can probably do that. Okay. And Mona's tape runner was loud. Mona, I muted you, so just FYI. It's fine. Snail is noisy. The new seal is quiet, but it's tricky. So Mona, keep going because I muted you, girl. So you're good. Keep gluing. So a couple things from our world. So I'm going to show you this month's projects. Let me spotlight this for everyone. So these are our 3 cards for this month. And it's a try it class. So this is meant for you, like it's duplicatable. It could be that you duplicate it with these papers or maybe some other paper that you like. But it's meant to be simple, easy, duplicatable, something you can do with customers, simple stuff, right? But still really cute. So I wanted to feature all 3 holidays for the fall. So Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. I wanted to feature some free paper from Sale-a-bration. And then I wanted to feature some of the paid paper from the new mini catalog. And we've done this layout before. Maybe you recognize it, but I just switched it up a little bit. Again, teaching people how to stamp on DSP is really great. And I have a PDF for this, so I'll be putting that in the email. So you'll have a copy of the PDF for this, and I'll also post it to the Facebook page. But you can add whatever bling you want to add. I have been running low on bling. This one could use a little bit of bling too. There's nothing fancy on this one. This is just that little fold back fold, right? Really easy. You know, but I wanted to feature the funny little bats on here because I thought they were super cute. And then the really nice strong black paper. And who would have thought a pretty purple Halloween card? So, and then this one features the cork, which is super soft and easy to cut. It's very thin. And I was talking with another crafter this weekend, and she said that their cork that she was using, non-Stampin' Up, is really hard to die cut. So I think that this is what you're going to want to promote with this cork, is that it's really easy to die cut. So I just glued that on there, and then I stamped these in Calypso Coral because that's the color in this Nature's Harvest paper. And then a little strip of that fine art floral on the back there. So yeah. So these are the cards. You might want to spread yours out. I, for some reason, bunched them all together. I have no idea why, but it was all glued. And then I was like, well, darn. So anyway, that's where mine is, but yours should probably be spaced out. It's meant to be spaced out. And this is actually, these are the same cuts as Terry Lynn's mystery stamping, if you came to the meeting last week. And I'm pretty sure I designed this before Terry Lynn did her mystery stamping, but great minds think alike. So I was like, oh, that's funny. That's Terry's card, just the other way. Anyway, so super cute, super easy, and a fun way to show off that cork in little bits. You don't have to use a ton of this it's really impressive. So yep. And then there's our little Christmas guy. And this punches with a punch, super easy. It's really easy to punch them out. So, and you have a lot of other little critters that you can fussy cut from that page as well. So those are our projects for this month. And let me know if you have questions. Darlene liked them so much that she's casing them for her team meeting. So, oh, yay. So yeah. Fun stuff. Okay, so I'm going to remove my spotlight and I'm going to find Noelle, and we're going to hear a little bit about the pastels. So Noelle has been on our team. She is very busy, and so sometimes she's at meetings and sometimes she's not, but I was like, please, please, please come. So Noelle does some art therapy and works with a lot of different art mediums that I don't work with, like oils and pastels and other things that are out of I do watercolor. Like I'm watercolor pencils, watercolor powders, watercolor palettes, I don't know, all the water I can get. But when it came to the pastels, I kind of panicked. And so I called Noelle and I was like, hey, will you please help us? So she's going to show us some fun techniques. She's been playing around with them a lot. And so we'll learn a little bit about the pastels and how to use them. I played with them a little bit this weekend and they're really easy to use. And so I'm excited. So I will pin your desk one. I'll spotlight that for everybody. Pin it, spotlight it. What's the difference? I don't know. All right. There you go. Everybody can see her desk.
You see me?
Yay.
So these are the beautiful pastels. They are, what are they, like $10? They are super cheap.
Yeah, I think they're even less.
Very, very versatile. You can do so many different things with them. So very exciting. So I'm going to show just a few techniques that I kind of played with. Options are limitless. I know some of these techniques you can kind of do with ink too, but I think this is faster. And it's a little bit more forgiving. Was the other thing that I kind of noticed, versus ink is a little bit more like, okay, that's there forever. Where with pastels, you can maybe add another color to it or kind of blend it in a little bit better. So the first one I wanted to show you is like what it looks like with embossed stuff. So this is our typical bricks, right? Oh, thank you. $9, so very reasonable. So you can make it whatever color you want. So we're going to use a red here. I'll just show you how easy this is. So just kind of sketch around. And then this is my tool that I'm using, my finger, and then just kind of blend it in. So you can really make it as dark, kind of muted. So I don't know, some people might be like, yeah, that's fine. Or maybe you want to go a little darker. I kind of like doing it like a little bit over here and then over here. So it'd be kind of like how it would wear in life. Or you can make it really consistent. It's really up to what look you're going for.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then you did one with like yellow on it too, right?
Yeah, so then my next technique, so can everybody see that okay?
Yeah, you're sideways, but it's totally fine.
Okay. I don't know if this will mute, let's see. All right, so there's that. So then the other one is you could do like an ombre effect. So this actually has a watermark underneath it. And then I did an ombre effect with blue, or you could do a yellow. I was just trying to show you how you could do some different things with it. And I'll show you some of the watermark stuff. But for the ombre, it's similar to how you would do it with ink. So you'd start on one line and then move up. So we'll do like a blue. So you just draw at the bottom, pretty dark. And then just go back and forth, moving up. And then start back again. So you go back down and work up. So this gives you a really cool like background effect. And all this little junky stuff down here, you can reuse that. Waste not.
That's pretty.
Yeah, so this could be like an ocean, a pond scene. If you wanted to do some lily pads or something, it would be a really cool card. So I'm gonna like wipe my finger a little bit. That's the only thing, like when you're using your finger, make sure you wipe between color changes. So wipe that off.
How is it for stamping on?
I'm gonna show you that next.
Okay.
So we'll do that one next. So we're going to do, so this is the finished project. Upside down now, aren't I?
It's okay. We'll get there.
So it's that way?
Yeah, you're weird.
That's the finished. So we're going to stamp first and then pastel over, but you could do either way. You could do stamp on top or pastel under. Either one worked for me. It's just kind of a little different effect. You could also do a watermark if you'd like to.
Yeah, so Patsy asked if you could use a sponge to move it. Yeah, definitely. So
I
that
used this, the little
sponge dauber, yeah.
rubber, that works. You just have to clean it, where like my finger is way easier to clean, or if you've got a bunch of these, like assign one for each color. Otherwise it starts to get kind of muddy looking. That's my only negative. There's also these things, I don't have one, they're like paper blenders that you can get at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, whatever, that you can unroll the paper and then use it as a blender. Okay, so I'm using Evening Evergreen. Was there a question?
No, that's interesting. I can't see what you're doing on the right, but I was going to tell you guys, so it's Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. And you said the purple was pretty bright, right?
Purple's pretty dark.
All right, so you're stamping an Evening Evergreen.
Evergreen. And I'm going to put the pot on here as well.
Do you like using your Stamparatus, Noelle?
Do so much better.
Why do you like it so much?
What I like about it so much is that if it doesn't stamp just right, I just do it again because the paper hasn't moved.
Yeah.
And I hate, that's like one of my pet peeves is like when it's not stamped right, it's like, oh, can I even use this? So, no,
That's good. That's awesome.
Okay, so this is terracotta. Stamp. That stamp came out really bad. Oh, I had it flipped the wrong way. Okay. Well,
Oh, that's hilarious.
we'll look. This is my first time demoing. I'm not used to this.
That's okay.
So we'll play with it. So I stamped the wrong side, so it's a little darker. But I'll just kind of show you. So the leaves don't look near as pretty as my finished one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you see the difference? So it's a little bit more kind of a softer.
Push it down a little bit. Yeah. Wow.
So it's pretty easy. Just kind of figure out where you want your light to be and then just kind of color over it. Then using my beautiful tool of my finger, over down.
Does the pastel typically seem to stay once you're done, or like, do you have to like seal it so it doesn't like rub off over time or on the envelope or anything like that?
You might want to put a piece of tissue paper on it so it doesn't rub too much. You could get a spray adhesive. It's called a fixative. You can get a permanent or semi-permanent. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, definitely. And I will say, so this weekend, so you can apply it with cotton balls, you can apply it with Q-tips, your finger, sponge daubers, whatever you want, right? But I will say I did a whole bunch this weekend for a leader swap, and I used a sponge dauber, and it ate the sponge dauber. Like, I mean, it was a lot of friction for it. But then I made a ton and it didn't seem to come off. Now I use the Versamark, right? And she's going to show you how to do that. That's a little different. I feel like the Versamark kind of holds on to it, so it's almost like its own fixative, in this case, there's really nothing to hold it, like maybe it'll adhere to the ink a little bit, but
I'm using like the lighter green now and kind of giving some highlights to it.
I have seen that people have used hairspray to set it.
Yeah.
Aerosol, right?
I would assume it's aerosol. I haven't gone that far, but yeah, I would assume it's
old
aerosol.
school hairspray.
Yeah, Aquanet.
Yeah.
So when I asked if you could color on it, I meant, can you stamp like you did the bricks? Like let's say you want to do an ombre effect and stamp with your inks onto the pastels.
You can, yeah. And
I'll show you that in a second.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I kind of just fixed my pot because I I stamped on the wrong side. So you see how that one has more pattern. So I just kind of made my own here.
Mhm.
See, so what do you think?
That looks really good.
Awesome.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks a lot more depth.
Yeah, and it's kind of soft.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be like a little more okay with it not being like precision lines, but more of like the effect of it.
Right.
But I think it's nice.
That's
See.
awesome.
Okay, so then my last thing I'm going to show you, I'm gonna put these away, is the pansy stuff. So I'm going to
More
use
pansies.
these. I love the pansies. I'm going to use the Versamark watermark maker. And I'm going to show you the stamp under and then the stamp over. So we'll do this. Okay, so we'll do one stamp under and then one stamp over. I'm going to try it with the, I actually didn't try this out, but with the Fresh Freesia
Ooh.
with the purple. So I think it'll be a compliment. So let's do the watermark first, so I don't have to wash. Okay. So there's just the watermark underneath it. And then I'm going to start at the center and make it kind of dark. So again, purple's pretty dark. And then my finger's pretty clean. And then I'm just going to go around.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is stunning with the pansy.
So that's just one round. And it's really
What
pretty.
did you Versamark it and then?
Yeah, so I Versamarked it and then I'm using the purple. And then I'm just going around in a circle. So I think that's really pretty.
It's so soft and it's got such variation. It looks like art, you know, like, and it is art. I mean, at that point, you know, like,
We're going to stamp on top. So I'm going to use the little, see if I can stamp the right side this time. This will be the free show.
so one of the things I'll say this weekend is that if you're trying to do precision work with it, it's really hard to see the Versamark, obviously. So I was trying to add like darks and lights and reds and berries and do I know what, and that was really hard to see the Versamark. So, but then Noelle was telling me you can like build the color. Oh, so you stamped on top.
I stamped
That's
on
pretty.
top. And so then we'll do the reverse. So I'll do one down here. So I'm going to actually stamp the top part first, and then I'm going to do a watermark on top of it.
So you're stamping the color
Color,
and
the
then
accent.
you're going to stamp the watermark on top and
And
then you're going to add chalk. Okay.
it worked. Well, I worked it with the, what did I do? The poppy pansy something.
You want to pull that into the screen a little more. The bottom part. Yeah, there you go.
And then where's my, so then we'll watermark on top of it. Hold on. And then the same thing. So now I have the watermark on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Center. It just gives it a different effect.
Yeah, it's totally different.
I remember from when we had pastels before, I think you can do like the ombre effect like you were doing. And then if you stamped in Versamark, did it lift some of the chalk off? Have you tried it that way?
I've
Like if you put,
Versamark on
if
top
you
of it
use
now.
the Versamark stamp on top of something that you've kind of coated already, like you know, that ombre piece you had before, if you stamp directly on that, does it lift some color off and give you a different effect?
She's like, let's find out. Let's see what happens.
Used to have like 101 uses for those pastels. I wish I still had that computer.
Yeah, I'll show you guys one I made. So you can use the blender pen to like pick up some of the chalk, and you can just like color with it too. And it just kind of has like a really soft look too. Did it pick anything up? Not really.
Not really, no.
Mm-mm.
Feel like I could.
But I bet if you add some more, it's
Ooh, there
gonna,
you go. There you
whoa.
That is cool too.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you could do like an ombre effect and then put stuff on top of it.
Yeah, like a boat or something. Oh, that would be so interesting. Sailing on the
Of those
water.
little kids books that they use in the car with the magic pen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I have
That's cool.
some. I have a lifter pen. Let's play with that. Let's see.
She's like, what else could we do? Yeah, I mean, look at those pansies.
Oh my gosh.
And that's just the one layer. You could do another watermark on top of it if you wanted more of that subtle look, or you could ink on top of it like what we did. Here it is with the red. If you wanted red.
Wow.
See, now on the purples, I like the first one you did, the top, and
Mhm.
then
That's
on
one
the
that
red,
got
I
the-
like the bottom.
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
very cool.
They're not like none of them are going to be exactly alike, and I think that's the beauty of it is
Yeah.
like they're all
And then
beautiful in their own way.
Did you do a brick that had like a bunch of colors on it?
This brick I put like yellow and red.
Oh yeah.
So I would think it'd be fun to like stamp like some greenery on here, make it look kind of like a trellis wall. Let's see, I have blender pens and I have color lifter. So let's see what color lifter does.
So one of the things we were talking about was this would be a really fun like product-based class, because I mean it's $9, you know. So I mean you could, you know, add 5 and, you know, so $15, and they get a set of pastels, and you know, you get a chance to play, and you know, they don't really need a lot of special equipment. It's really good for your avid stampers who, you know, who have stamps and maybe, you know, are already, you know, reared and ready to go. But I mean, you know, you emboss a few pieces and you send it to them, you know, you design some cards with embossing, and I mean, this can definitely be, yeah, this could be a lot of fun. So
Yeah, I had fun playing with it. I mean, you could do like more if you wanted to actually color with them without stamps. You could. I think the stamps kind of give you a nice background. I really didn't see much with the lifter pens.
yeah,
See with
yeah,
them.
I looked at that. I didn't see much, a little bit, but
It would probably be a really pretty sunset, you know, kind of background too, with the
Can you use like say on like that piece that you got right there, and use like a, I don't know, but like a blender pen or to kind of help, will that change at all? Because you know, like if you do that with like the actual markers, it changes it. I just didn't know if it would with a pastel. Curiosity.
yeah, she said she tried the blender pen and it didn't do anything.
Oh, I must have missed that part. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know it's okay. She did it kind of like right around the left-hand side of that flower. You can see it's a little bit
Right.
lighter, you know.
I see. Okay.
But
Sorry.
not.
Show you again. It's just in when I'm using the bigger end of it.
And you've got the lifter too, so that's interesting. I don't think that I would have like thought of doing that with the alcohol ink. And that definitely isn't doing much either.
Yellow does.
When you put adhesives on there, like to say you had a pastel, sunset background and wood and adhesive. Like if you want to put your like birthday wishes over that on different paper, you want to adhese it to the pastels because the pastels are a chalk. Are they going to accept the adhesive?
Yeah, I didn't see any issues with adhesive.
Yeah, I put like dimensionals on mine and there wasn't any problem.
Okay, thanks.
So, yeah. It's not that thick, I think. Like that's the biggest, like I feel like it still has some grit to it. You still get some of the paper through it. So
Yeah, I mean, and it really depends on how thick you put it. So if
that's true.
if it's super thick, it's going to have more. And you could get the fixative. It's just like this aerosol spray. Just do it outdoors and it'll flatten it. And then you can build on top of it even more. So if you wanted to fixative it, you could. Great option.
Awesome job. Any other questions for Noelle about the pastels?
Yeah, can you use blending brushes?
You could.
I know I had some.
Yes, I saw a demo with blending brushes too. There's just numerous.
Yeah, you could even use like alcohol and make like a wash with it.
Someone did watercolor with it, where they just got the brush a little bit wet and took it right off the soft chalk.
Anything that we did kind of like with Brusho, you can kind of do like if you wanted to like crumble up some and then scatter it and then spray it with water, you could and kind of get that sparkly effect. You could do it with the paintbrush.
That's a nice idea.
I also wonder if it works with embossing paste. I know you showed that on Wednesday. I'm wondering if you could shave a little bit of the pastels into the side of embossing paste.
I am
that color.
I am sure you could. Mm-hmm.
That might be
Yeah, that would be interesting just to see if it creates like a different look than the actual re-inker, I like how soft it looks. Like it's very soft, like it has a very different edge to it than other stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Other questions? Sure, guys.
$9. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Anything the grandkids could play with it.
Yeah, this is the one I did. Let me see if I can pin this.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off unless anyone wants to see anything.
No. You did great. Thank you, Noelle. Thank you. Yeah, this is the one I did. And I just used my blender pen. And I just literally picked up a little bit of the color and then just added it and kind of blended it out. And so it's soft, and it gives you some color variation, but it's just a little different. And then of course this is embossing paste, but yeah, I thought that was fun. So yeah, it's not, rocket science, but it's definitely, a new medium and something you can have fun with and do some different techniques with. So awesome. Thanks, Noelle. Yay. Good job. Okay, so it's mini catalog time. Here we go. So the mini catalog, hopefully everybody got their copy. I think they said if you didn't get it by the 25th to call demonstrator support and they'll resend you another one. But you should have gotten a copy in the mail, and with it, you should have gotten your Sale-a-bration catalog. So these items are available for pre-order right now. And you can get these on a demonstrator order. And then I know several of you are participating in the organized swap that we're doing. And several of you, if you're local, I know a couple people are coming to the shoebox swap, so that'll be a lot of fun. The Sale-a-bration items, this is where you want to focus because this is around till December. We've got plenty of time for this, but this is only 2 months and it goes really, really fast. When you look at the Sale-a-bration items, you have that really shimmery, shiny, almost mirror ball paper called Bedazzling. It is champagne colored. I know it looks silver in the catalog, but it is champagne. It's like a pinky silver. Champagne colored, I think, on the piece here. Yeah. And it's something else, y'all. Like this is it is shiny. There's a note in here that says cutting pattern paper leads to accelerated dulling of die blades. There is a warning, so heed the warning. One way that you can prevent that is by putting your die blades on this side and die cutting this side instead of die cutting this side, right? So you give it a little cush when you do it on this side. So, if sometimes you need a stocking to go one way, right? So like you can only cut it on this side, but if you can cut it this way, I would encourage you to, if you get this paper. I didn't notice, I mean, I've only cut one thing out of it, obviously. I didn't notice an immediate dulling of the blade. I mean, it's not like that significant, but they did decide to warn everybody. So, the penguins, super cute. You guys have a little bit of this now with the swap card or with whatever our project for this month. The penguin paper is very, very cute. The colors are really fun. Has lots of, bright and cheery colors and lots of fun critters, including like the little fox and the polar bear. And it coordinates with the punch and the stamp set in the catalog, but they don't have to get it. To still have fun with this, right? I mean, this is just generally really cute and fun Christmas paper. And the back sides, the B sides are pretty non-specific other than the tree one. The other ones are like stripes and polka dots and stuff. So they could use it for birthday cards or, anything else. So show the possibilities. This is fun. There's the Feels Like Home stamp set, which is a door with a bicycle. And this would be great for like, welcome to the neighborhood, welcome, thank you. Realtors love these. It's a sweet image, lots of opportunities to color it, but you can also not color it. The black and white paper, it's more like a grayscale, and it's the beautifully penned paper. You get 12 sheets. Just note that it's 3 designs, not 4. So it's 4 sheets of 3 designs, not 3 sheets of 4 designs. That's actually nice because it goes a little farther in case you want to do a class or something like that. You can do that. Lots of opportunities to color or not, right? So again, coordinates back to the annual catalog. So with this one, they definitely tried to tie back to the annual catalog. This paper, the Peaceful Prints, is really pretty. It coordinates with a punch, but you 100% don't have to have that bundle to make it work. I've seen lots of people just cut the deer out with a circle die and still have the deer, and then use some other Christmas sentiment. These cloche things, I don't know, the baker's lids, they're really funny. They're using them for everything. They put a penguin in there, they put a deer in there. It's cracking me up. But this paper is really pretty, and I've got a sample to show you. So here it is. Here's the really pretty trees, and then there's some birch paper in here too. There's like a birch pattern, and then the little kind of buffalo check plaid pattern is really cute. And there's like a plaid, a buffalo check, and then one with like I think I used that somewhere. No, maybe I didn't. Oh, I used that on my leader swap. That's why. But there's some other pretty paper in here too with like little snowflakes and stuff on it. So lots of nice opportunities. Yeah, I know, girl. I knew that would be your jam. I was like, all right, we know what she's getting. And then the sheep. So there's counting sheep that's $50, and then there's the sheep dies that are for free with a $50 order. It was smart of them to split it up because some people don't have die machines, and so maybe they would skip on the sheep, right? If it was $100 for both. So I think that was really smart. And the sheep dies are really cute. I'll have some samples from this, by our next meeting for sure. So, and then textures and frames. It is really useful. There's a lot that you can do, simple stamping ideas. You know, you can do a lot of like building of shapes and things, some ombre, some other things. So definitely like this with the pastels would be really fun. So I'll be playing around with this a little bit, and I'll have some ideas to show you. And then the summer shadow dies coordinate with the annual catalog shaded summer stamp set. Remember that this celebration has to work for all of our markets, and some of our markets are in winter right now and heading into summer, which is bizarre, eh? So it has to work for the Pacific Northwest too. So that's why there's definitely a wide variety of stuff. Patsy, I know, got these, and so I'll be looking. Yeah, I'll be looking for some samples with these dies. So, and then the Dahlia, Delicate Dahlia. This is free with $100 order. This and the dies are the $100 items. And I made a quick card with this just to show you how pretty it is. But this is the Dahlia. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So there's 2 dollies in there. There's one that's like one set that's photorealistic, and then there's one that's like black and white, you know, like pinned, right, that you can like color. So I think that's nice to kind of, you know that there's both versions of the small flower, the big flower, the leaves, and even the little leaf. They've got photorealistic, and they've got the pinned one that you can color in. So nice to have some options. And the samples show ways that you cannot color them, which is good, or color them kind of, you know, in a halfway, or not use the flower at all. This is just the leaves, you know. So just some ideas, things to think about. For host rewards, the free set for hostesses who have at least a $300 order is this In Your Words. The sayings are really cute. Right now, if you pre-order it, you have to pay for it. So it's probably worth it just to wait and get that on your first order in August, unless you just want to pay for it and do that. And then the Join has certain suites that are free when they join. So they still get their starter kit for $99. They get to pick $125 of whatever they want, but they get a free bundle that they can pick from. And the list of the bundles is over here on the right. But I thought it would be worth it to go ahead and go through the catalog and just mark them. So if you have your catalog with you, you might want to do that. Frosted gingerbread is the first bundle that can be free with SAB. So I'm just going to take my catalog and I'm going to write, I'm probably going to just write like SAB, like on the picture. Well, maybe I'm going to, maybe I'm not. Let's find out. Let's see if there's a pen that works in my office. SAB. So this bundle is one of the bundles they can get for free. And then, and it's on this side too. So enlarge, you know, on page 10, you might want to just, you know, say, oh, okay, that's for celebration. Christmas season is, it's really weird because the page numbers that they refer to in here don't match up. And so it's really bizarre. So Christmas season is the one that has the pine cones and then the really cool label dies. So this is one of the ones they could get for celebration. And then Christmas to Remember is kind of the coordinating one. And it has pine cones and like dies, but yet it's the sentiment set. So the two are meant to work together. We've done this before where it's a mega suite, but they could get either of those bundles for free.
Hey,
The
Melissa,
whimsical, yeah.
just a heads up, it aligns with the bundle index in the very back. So if you want to look and not have to go through as many pages.
Okay. I like the big pictures, honestly, because bundle index is tiny. So we'll go through. They're in order, thank God. So SAB Whimsical Trees is one of them. Peaceful Deer. Luckily, they're just right in order. Thank you, Jesus. So the Whimsical Deer is another one. That's a punch. So realize it's nice to have some of the punch ones, right? Because not everybody has a die cutting machine, and lots of new demonstrators might not have a die cutting machine. Sweet little stockings. They're really cute puppies and kitties. And I don't know, is it a guinea pig? Is it a hamster? What do we think it is? The little guy. Hamster. I'm going to take your votes on it. And then the penguins, I'm really glad they made the penguins one of those, because if they, this is a nice, easy bundle for them. And then Peaceful Cabin is on page 38, and that is a celebration one as well. And this paper, if you saw Candy's meeting last week, this paper is gorgeous. The silver on it, so pretty. The bears are also a celebration item. So right on the next page, 39. And then Beauty of Tomorrow is this one, which is the kind of fall, but it's not quite fall. It's got, it has fall colors, but the stamp set definitely can last past fall. So if they really like the font with a bird, then that's a nice set. Gorgeous Leaves is the other one that is very fall, and that is a celebration item. And then the last one is Nature's Harvest, which is the other kind of super duper fall one, which is this one. And that one fits in the mini machine because it's narrow, so that's nice. Good. Okay. So those are, 12 bundles that they could get for free if they join during celebration, which is pretty awesome. So that's celebration. And I would definitely encourage everybody to focus on celebration first. Have in mind definitely what you're interested in, but also be thinking about, people do you know someone who loves snowmen? There's a really funny page in this paper where the fox and the penguin and this polar bear are building a snowman together. It's adorable. There are people who are obsessed with snowmen or penguins or sheep or whatever, right? And so think about those people that you might want to message and say, hey. So the challenges this month, we're going to stick with the this or that for another month because we didn't have a lot of traction on it. So this or that gives you the opportunity to basically design 2 cards and say like, well, do you like it better with the shimmery embossing paste or the matte embossing paste, right? So this one has the shimmer on the right. I know it's not as shiny as the disco paper. I get it. Nothing's quite this shiny, but do you like it better with the shimmery ink, the shimmery embossing paste, or the matte? So this or that gives you the opportunity to do that and kind of, get people's feedback. You could put this up on your, your page, your Facebook page, and ask people. And I think they would think that's fun. Or you could even do a this or that. That's like, I have another one I made this weekend. You could ask people like, do you like Christmas or Thanksgiving? Like, what's your favorite holiday? That's a this or that. That's easy. And, people will come out in droves for that, and then Kathleen, just for you, I made one with the, buffalo check just to, and the gold leaves, which are actually more like ribbon. They're really nice. I thought they were going to be super obnoxious, but they're really cute. Is this your Christmas card? Should we just go ahead and set this one aside for you? So we're going to finish this or that. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to do the list of 10 people to send the catalog to, and list of 10 people to send a little message for celebration. So joining. So we're going to do 10 people that you want to send a catalog to or give a catalog to, and 10 people that you might want to reach out to and say, hey, have you thought about joining Stampin' Up? We've got a really great deal going on right now. Check it out.
You want those together in the same link, or is there 3 challenges?
There will be, we'll do, we can do, I've got this or that still running, and then we can do 10 hostesses and 10 team members. So we can kind of do those as 2 separate ones. So So Terry's going to help me with my challenges and keep me on top of things because I have been slacking, but that's okay. So she's going to help me create the graphics and get those posted and stuff. So, good. Questions, comments, concerns, questions about the catalog, questions about, no, I can't answer questions about life, but because I barely have mine together. But anything else that you guys are wondering about, or
Yeah, what was your big takeaway from the retreat? Learning takeaway, learning.
well, that's a good question. I think, I mean, so for those of you that know, I mean, so I've announced it in several different places, but I'm going back to hosting retreats. I used to do retreats of candy, and I did one by myself in Charleston. And so I'm back. And so for me, most of the weekend was spent figuring out what I wanted to do with my retreat and, you know, kind of brainstorming, thinking through, you know, Susan Rutherford also hosts retreats. And so there's quite, you know, there's quite a few of us that are doing retreats now. And so for me, it was really important to get my retreats on the book. And so I'll be doing one in the fall, October 21st to the 24th in Temple, Texas, just north of Austin. And then I'll be doing one in March in Charleston, South Carolina. You know, for me, that was a big takeaway for me. So for those of you that don't know, Candy Rattray had her retreat. Her and Cheryl host a retreat, and they're hosting it now 3 times a year. They used to do twice a year, but now they're going up to 3. It was fun. It was nice to spend time. You know, I think the other takeaway is just, you know, how social stamping is and how many of us do it for the friends. And Michelle Brownstein jokingly asked, she said, what, did you guys have no friends before you did Stamping Up? And I was like, yeah, I was in my room eating paste, you know, all by myself. Like, you know, I think that, you know, that's why we do this, because we love finding people who love to do what we love to do, you know, and they get it, you know, like when you stamp something and you're like, look at this, look how pretty this is, you know, and someone gets it and they're like, oh my God, you know, like that's people who get it. I mean, that's why we do all of this. So, you know, I think that was my takeaway. Terry, what was your takeaway?
I saw some really great organizing skill techniques. I just, the one that does not leave my mind the most is that Cheryl had taken, and apparently she's got 2 wire racks, one with real paper, one with scrap paper, and these nice, pretty, like slate gray racks had full file folders in them. And she had all of the colors labeled in all of the same folder. And that's where her scraps went. And for me, I just leave my scraps in with my, I have a file folder. It's a mess. But it works, but it looks so pretty and organized. I would really like to do that. And then the second portion is, I really like the way Darlene organizes her embellishments. She apparently bought these really nice folders, I guess, through a supply store. But her embellishments are in a folder so that they don't pop off. And you're not fighting that stupid sticky tab, you know, that they come in, the envelope. I'm so tired of fighting that sticky tab.
Yeah, I think a lot of people use like clear cases. And then the other idea was that one of the ladies said, so one of the ladies here local works for a company that works out at Southwest Research. And so she uses these, like, she gets these free, these little folders that open and close. And I had gotten one from her years ago, and I use it for my my chamois. It fits my chamois just perfect. And so, and I like that it lays flat. Like this is like one of my, like, I like that it lays flat, you know, like our clear cases don't lay flat. And so they do some sort of like research on rocks. Anyways, it's not like human research. I just wanted to be very clear about that. But anyway, so, but someone else was organizing their embellishments in here. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea, because I didn't have a really good way to organize this either. So yeah, I agree. I think sometimes seeing how other people organize their stuff, you know, is a nice feature. So Jill, what was your big takeaway? Don't fall down the stairs and break your foot. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean,
The elevator.
don't try and balance coffee, water, backpack, and purse all at the same time, and make sure you look down to see how many freaking steps are left. So
Use the elevator. Use the elevator.
So yes, I did break my foot, and what I learned is how great my friends are. My two Sherpas, Melissa and Sarah, were amazing. And I know it was a pain in the ass to lug me around. And gosh, I just, just really feel blessed. I enjoyed hanging out with the other ladies as well. Met Martha. That was very touching for me, because I didn't realize who she was, and that was Nick's mom. And she fed me tequila shots at bingo to help with the pain. So that was fun. So for me, it was, I only got one thing done, which was my organized swap. I got that done. Needless to say, I had much more on my list, but I just couldn't accomplish it with what had happened. So the friend takeaway is that's what I walked away with.
Yeah, that was really great. Sarah, anything from you?
I'm just trying to think. I mean, I had some really good conversations with people that, you see them in passing, and then this time you really got to spend some quality time with them. Some of the older ladies that we, just kind of see all the time, but I don't know. I guess I kind of take for granted that they're always going to be there, and, hearing their stories, seeing what they're working on. I don't know. It was nice just to sit and, I got 2 big swaps done of 20 cards each. So I feel like I made a good dent. Of course, there's always much more that you want to get done, but you know what? I always say it at home too. You have to live and enjoy. And sometimes that overrules, work and productive stuff. I always said that about my nieces. They're only going to be little once, and you know what? So I'm going to go play with them instead of doing my work. That was kind of like the retreat mantra for me.
So I think something that needs to be said is Jill and Melissa are walking into the ballrooms, and they pause at one of the make and take, or at one of the swaps. It was a 20-piece swap. And Jill looks down and she sees her name, Jill Moyer. She goes, what? And Jill,
It was an empty box with my name on it. And I was like, oh my God, why is my name on this empty box?
And I was like, Jill, I said, Jill, I think you signed up for a swap. And she's like, no, I didn't sign up for a swap. I have too much going on in my life. There's no way. Mind you, this is post falling down the stairs and hurting herself, right? And pre going to Texas Med Clinic, right? So it was an adventuresome Friday. So we were like, and Deanna, the woman in charge, like looked it up, and sure enough, Jill had said, I would love to.
Yeah, but the look on Deanna's face was like, and she did say, I'm so disappointed.
She
and
did.
Then she just looked down and shook her head like, I
like
almost
Jill was gonna flake on her.
Say, yeah, there's always one in the bunch. Damn it.
Yeah,
you
she
almost
did.
heard her say that.
But
And
the
I
nice
think
part is, that we all put our heads together, and Melissa thought about that Jill had the coffee candies, and then Melissa had the coffee set, and then we were going to make a 3D. And then I said, Melissa, don't you have a little new pouch? And we all just kind of jumped in and got them done.
Terry was there folding those little pillow box dies like a pro. And Jill was there taping stuff, and I was doing the tear and tape, and Sarah was coloring and fussy cutting because that's what she likes to do, and no one else wants to do that. And they turned out super cute. And the whole, I love that the four of us came together and made this happen, because I could definitely tell Deanna, I hate to disappoint. Like, that's just, that's a tough place to be. So that was really great. And
I
it was
wasn't
great
planning on not doing it. I was going to definitely fill that box up one way or the other.
one way, but I love that we all got it done and we
I
knocked
do
it out.
too. I appreciate that.
That was a lot of fun.
We got it done in under an hour.
We did. We whipped
Yeah,
that
we
out.
did.
That was impressive. So, well, I'm going to stop recording. Let's say stop the recording. Stop the recording.